Nacht Der Untoten, first released after the World at War campaign where we fought with our comrade Viktor Reznov for Mother Russia. Since 2008, we've seen it so many times. Honestly, way too many. The re-released version of Black Ops features the same wall weapons from World at War, but with Black Ops weapons in the mystery box. Then in Black Ops 2, Nacht was sitting in the middle of a cornfield in Hanford, Washington, also known as Transit. And there you could uncover a handbrake from a motorcycle that would later be used to craft the jet gun. Yeah, that piece of shit. Fast forward to Black Ops 3 and there it is smack in the middle of Revelations as the main gateway to each island and the center of each of the many amalgamations of maps. Chronicles came out a little later, releasing the map again. Yes, again. At this point it's already been here way too many times. And then there's Die Machine, and of course we got Nacht again, and maybe you forgot, but on Forsaken, it's in the fucking arcade machine. But let's jump back to the beginning. Nacht was an afterthought, a small project made by a few developers in the after hours at Treyarch, using the Japanese soldiers on fire as the animation for zombies. It then blossomed into something that brought fans to tears many years later. It was such an afterthought that it was made from a multiplayer map called Airfield. That's all zombies were, remade and reused assets. But all that changed when people started going for rounds, training zombies, finding secrets, Easter eggs, and zombies muttering something like Sam. Nacht is a special map because it is the first. Just like a first love, it feels special but slowly can fade and be forgotten. In this series, I plan to do a review of each zombies map based on 20 categories. Each category is worth 5 points for a cumulative total of 100. This is a totally serious review with memes included. Before we dolphin dive into more, let's take a quick detour with a trivia question that will be answered at the end of the video. In the Black Ops 3 version of Nacht, there is a song called Undone that can be played by blowing up barrels. How many barrels do you need to blow up in order to play the song? Right after beating the World at War campaign and sitting through the laborious credits, and then all of a sudden you see a crash plane and something running at you. It was a shock. You didn't know what was happening and certainly didn't think this single moment would change your life, but also change the Call of Duty franchise as a whole. Fast forward to now, we've had fantastic zombies experiences, a great experience, an okay experience, a fairly decent experience, a good experience, but something was definitely missing, and to be frank, a tragic experience. And Modern Warfare 3 is okay so far. Innovation can't be based off a previous map because there simply isn't one. It introduced a lot. A new mode, mystery box, zombies, wall weapons, barriers, a sniper cabinet so you could quickscope Nazi zombies with a scoped Kar 98, or at least try, because we both know it's a piece of shit. And everything was new. Everything was fresh. And to innovate, you need to start somewhere, and for that, I give Nacht a perfect 5 out of 5 for innovation. The atmosphere of the map puts off a scary gray vibe. The screams of zombies slowly making their way to the windows and barriers, the sounds of creaking and boards being ripped off, all of this puts off a freaky tone, the unsettling continuous guitar chugs, and the dun-dun that plays this in the background. It was scary, at least for most of us. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared playing it myself. It was eerie, and that unsettling feeling kept you anticipating what was next to come. Nacht's atmosphere is a 5 out of 5 as well. It's no surprise that nostalgia is completely subjective to the eye of the beholder. Nacht was the first zombies map I ever played, and there's a lot of OGs that would say it's a 5 out of 5 right off the bat. Whereas someone who started with Kino or Transit, let's take a moment of silence for all the lads that started with Transit. At least you had Ted, I guess.
Keep fucking with me. See if I don't crash this bus and kill you all.
Since this is my video, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. If you disagree, make your own video. Nacht is one of the most difficult maps in zombies history. In World at War, there was no perks because they were introduced on Verrückt, which was the next map. Sadly, they were not retroactively added. It was just a bare bones map with a box and wall weapons. Continuing into Black Ops 1, they had the same wall weapons, the mystery box with Black Ops weapons, and they also added Mule Kick with the release of Moon, which was retroactively added into all of the Black Ops maps. It still kept the same formula though, because when you went down, it was still game over. Now with improved 3 guns instead of 2. Then in Black Ops 3, it just came along and threw everything out the window and just forgot how Nacht was supposed to be played. They added perks to a Wonder Fizz on the top level. They added a Gobblegum machine to give you access to pack-a-punch weapons, raindrops, and a bunch of other ways to get an unfair advantage. Also, the spawn time on Nacht in Black Ops 3 is absurdly long. I could start a game, run to the bathroom, take a piss, grab a drink, and make it all the way back in time before a zombie even went through the window. But overall, I would say since Black Ops 3 made it so easy, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Black Ops 3 reduced the grade for sure. In the original version of Nacht, the only wonder weapon was the ray gun. This was first showcased by a small Easter egg you could do on the campaign mission Little Resistance by jumping through a series of mortar holes, which was really cool on the beach. Anyway, this futuristic looking weapon was the most highly sought after thing to obtain from the box. Some other great weapons you could get in the box in World at War was the Browning M1919, the Panzerschreck, I'm joking, chill out, the MG42, and of course you can't forget about the Flamethrower. I still don't know if that's considered a wonder weapon. In Black Ops 1 they added the Thunder Gun to add a little more variety to the map. In Black Ops 3 the Thunder Gun makes its return along with the Ray Gun and the Ray Gun Mark II. As far as wonder weapons go, I would give Nacht a 3 out of 5 because it didn't really have any map exclusive wonder weapons given it was the first map. Obviously the main Easter egg is killing the Hitler boss on round 50, but jokes aside, there isn't one, so I will not be including this category for the final score. There are only a couple of small Easter eggs that come to mind for Nacht. First is the sniper cabinet. You can either get a scoped Kar 98 for World at War and Black Ops, and then in Black Ops 3 you can get the Locust. In the Black Ops 3 version of Nacht, there's also a small Samantha Max ammo Easter egg, which is a pretty nice addition, and then the radio in the box room, when you shoot it, it plays music, which is also a fun little thing to do every single time you play Nacht. Since there are only a couple, I'm going to give side Easter eggs on Nacht a 2 out of 5. The music on Nacht is pretty solid. Like I just mentioned in the side Easter eggs, you have the radio on the different versions of Nacht that can be activated by shooting it. You can also play the song Undone by shooting 3 specific barrels in Black Ops 1. Or by blowing up all the barrels in Black Ops 3. Although I'm glad there is a song Easter egg on Nacht, I will say I'm not a huge fan of it because there's no lyrics for Undone. So for that reason, I give Nacht a 3 out of 5 for music. Up until the release of the timeline when Chronicles released, we really didn't have much to go off of as far as the story for Nacht. All we knew was it was US Marines fighting against Nazi zombies in an abandoned German World War II bunker. As far as what the timeline said, it was as follows. June 4th, 1945. An Allied plane malfunctions over an airfield and crashes. German army trucks transporting the undead and element 115 between group 9 through 5 facilities is struck in the crash. The Marines surviving the crash hold out against the undead as long as they can. The story is fairly weak because it is the first map. It's just random US Marines. It certainly picks up quick after Nacht, but starts off slow. So I'm gonna give Nacht a 1 out of 5 for the story. Replayability really comes down to how much you're willing to play or do something over and over again. With how little choice Nacht offers, it can get boring quick. With no perks in the original iterations, no map exclusive wonder weapons or quests, the map just isn't something people would be willing to play as opposed to a map with all those map exclusive features. Black Ops 3 added perks and gobblegums, giving the player more options, but eventually it just boils down to Nacht being a boring map. So the replayability is a 1 out of 5. Besides Groston House and World War II zombies, Nacht is the smallest map in zombies history. It has 3 total rooms, 2 staircases, and that's it. Over time, maps are going to expand and get larger and larger, so if you're basing it just off the size of Nacht, it is so small, and I hate being negative about something like the size, but it has to be a 1 out of 5. There are 2 exits from the starting room on Nacht. Some people go through the help door to hit the box right away, and others will open the debris to go upstairs. It really depends on the style of gameplay you are going for. Some people swear by only buying the staircase and would say anyone buying the help door is a noob, but it is completely dependent on player preference. I will give the map flow on Nacht a 2 out of 5 since you can't really do much, but there is a choice in the beginning. As far as originality goes, it is the first map, so there really isn't anything to base it off of. Just being an abandoned German bunker near an airfield is a cool setting, but I'm going to exclude this category for its ranking. Every map has some impressive world records. For Nacht, we're just going to be taking a look at the solo highest round records. The World of War Nacht record is by Krups with round 8,817. In Black Ops 1, it is round 148, which was achieved by Farid and Sluya. And in Black Ops 3 with Classic Gobblegums, it is Tom Fantasy who reached round 255, which is the highest possible round in Black Ops 3 Zombies. Overall, all of these records are not really gone for, but they are once competitive. If you want to see a comprehensive look at records for the map, I recommend checking out a video made by Krups, and I'll link it down below in the description. Given the rounds, I would give the records a 4 out of 5 for Nacht. Over the course of time, Nacht has become one of the most special maps in Zombies history because it was the first. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, we've seen it way too many times. So Nacht was brought over from World at War to Black Ops 1 with the map pack Resurrection, which is the final DLC pack for Black Ops 1. It featured all World at War Zombies maps and Moon. Since Moon came with the introduction of Mule Kick, it was then retroactively added into all the Black Ops 1 maps. I think the Black Ops 1 version of Nacht is the best because you don't need to worry about zombies sticking to you with Gorilla Glue. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of zombies giving me hugs either. The next time we saw Nacht was in the cornfield of Transit. It only included the spawn room portion of the map and also included one of the parts for one of, if not the best wonder weapon of all time, the jet gun. The next time we saw Nacht, it was the main gateway to all 4 islands on Revelations, as well as the Juggernaut location, shield build table, trade table, and a box location. It was a great adaptation of the map, and even when you end the round inside of Nacht, it plays the classic round ending sound, just like from World at War. The next time we saw Nacht, it was from the greatest DLC of all time, Zombies Chronicles. I'll go on record saying that all of the original maps are better than the remakes, so I'm not really a huge fan of the addition of Gobblegums and perks. The map just doesn't feel the same, and the zombies take fucking forever to get to the map. You need a thermal sight on the Shiva just to shoot them at a long distance to speed up the rounds just a little bit, which is super annoying. Nacht was not in Black Ops 4 and honestly good. The Chaos storyline was way too good to be in the same game anyway. When Black Ops Cold War released, the first map was Die Machine, which made Nacht the focal point of the map. You need to open Nacht to progress through the map either by up the center stairs or the stairs that were normally in the box room. This was a very nice twist to the map, and honestly, I thought they included it very well. You can also get the DIE Wonder Weapon in the small room on the bottom level of Nacht, which is there in all the different versions but always closed. There's also a portal to go down and up from the main generator room to the starting room of Nacht, and there's even a photo of Orlov's family when you're completing the Easter egg on the map in the box room. Everyone goes on the top of Nacht, known as the penthouse, for high rounds, and it quickly became the best high round strategy in all of Black Ops Cold War. The next time we saw Nacht again, it was in the arcade machine inside the arcade on Forsaken. It was a cool version of the map where you are only in the starting room. If you successfully completed all waves in a fast enough time, you're rewarded with high and low tier salvage to use for upgrades on the main map. Regardless of how you feel about the remakes, they were all great. Except for the fact that the Locust cost $5,000 in the Black Ops 3 version, which is a ripoff and way overpriced. Remakes are a 5 out of 5 easily. There are a couple different camping spots depending on which door you open to leave the spawn room. If you end up opening the stairs, there's a great spot you can go to in the box room with the stairs to the left and in front of the radio. You can kill all the zombies in the box room that spawn, as well as all the zombies running down the stairs. The other camping spot you can use is the iconic in front of the grenade wall buy spot. As long as you keep the stairs closed, all zombies will come from directly in front of you and to that one window to the right. This spot is iconic, and even last week, I used it in a public match on Nacht in World at War. Yes, I actually found a game in World at War Nacht. These spots are both pretty solid, and they're great for solo and co-op, so I'd give them a rating 4 out of 5. There are a few different training spots in the past that have been used on Nacht. One of the original strats for training was using the flamethrower in the spawn room. You keep the help door closed and just train zombies around, shooting with the flamethrower in between turns. With the addition of the thunder gun in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3, people would train with the thunder gun in the box room and keep the stairs going upstairs closed, and would open up the help door off the rip. So it really depends on which area you want to train in. If you want to train in the spawn room, keep the help door closed. If you want to train in the box room, open up the help door and keep the stairs blocked off. So it really depends on what you want to do. Both of these strategies are pretty difficult to master, so I'd give them a 3 out of 5 overall. Exclusivity are things that are only available on that specific map, and since you don't really have anything unique besides the radio and the sniper cabinet, I don't think it is worth including in the overall ranking. It just wouldn't be fair. Co-op uses the same camping methods that were already mentioned to get higher rounds in casual public matches, as well as co-op gameplay with friends. People going for co-op records usually use a strategy with the help door open, and one person would train in the spawn room and another in the box room. They would then combine all the zombies and kill the zombies with a thunder gun shot. It seems like a long-winded way to kill zombies, but I'm sure it's pretty effective. Overall, I give co-op a 3 out of 5. Solo can be fun depending on the playstyles already mentioned. The map being old and not having much to offer can also get very boring over time. Overall, I would say that playing solo is a 2 out of 5 on Nacht, just because it gets boring way too fast. Alright guys, let's tally up the totals and see where Nacht ends up. Out of the possible 85 points, because we excluded 3 sections, which are Originality, Main Easter Eggs, and Exclusivity, Nacht got a total of 53. 53 divided by 85 is 0.66, or 66%, which I think is a fair overall rating for Nacht, simply being subjective. Although 66 is a low grade, it's not to say that Nacht is a bad map, it was just based off the criteria chosen for this series. Let me know if you think I should have given a different grade for a specific category in the video. Alright guys, it's time to answer the question I asked in the beginning of the video. I asked, in the Black Ops 3 version of Nacht, there's a song Undone that can be played by blowing up barrels. How many barrels do you need to blow up in order to play the song? The correct answer is 28 barrels. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.